David Eichholt, Sean Bach, HawkeyeInsider.com, part of the 24/7 Sports Network. Sean, huge news for Iowa last night is the nation's top offensive tackle, Kadyn Proctor, announced some adjusted visit plans. He canceled 3 remaining visits and has officially scheduled a visit to Iowa next weekend, which is going to be Iowa's biggest recruiting weekend of the summer. And when you got the nation's #1 offensive tackle and top target on the board coming in, Iowa's clearly been near the top of this recruitment. Things have changed. I guess give us the lowdown of where things stand right now.
Yeah, so, with where things were going in this recruitment, obviously there was some Oregon talk in the spring. I know there was a lot of Iowa buzz throughout, but I mean, with Oregon, what they've done with NIL and kind of his relationship with the offensive line coach too, who was there, who just got hired and has been in the NFL, been there. That was definitely appealing to the family. The visit kind of opened their eyes a little bit, but Iowa was still there, and in the spring it was running Iowa, Oregon, and Alabama in that order around March time. And, Oregon maybe closed the gap a little bit more towards Iowa, but there were a lot of people that started to get worried once Iowa didn't get an official visit on Proctor's original, schedule. And, I mean, there's good reason to be worried about that. Obviously, he's been to Iowa City so many times. And I said before, even after he announced that, there's always a chance for him, or, there's definitely gonna be a chance for him to end up taking an unofficial or if, rescheduling an official visit to Iowa State. Like, he was going to be on campus again, whether you like it or not, he was going to be on campus at least a couple more times before he
Yeah.
made that decision. So I didn't look too much into the official visit schedule, the original one, but I think with where things are at now, you kind of have to look into it more, especially with Iowa and Alabama being the final 2 teams for him. Alabama's made a huge impression. Obviously, he has a growing relationship with Arch Manning, who, is considering Alabama. He wants to play with really good players. He wants to play with guys that are at his level. And, obviously there's guys like that at Iowa too, but Alabama's a different factory when it comes to that. So, there's a lot of intrigue with the Tide. I think Alabama's right up there with Iowa. But I think you kind of got to give a little bit of a lean right now to Iowa. And it's really good news that he's coming up for official visit, but keep an eye on Alabama as well, because they're gonna be contenders.
And I know you've dropped some tidbits for our VIP members, and this has kind of been in the works for a couple of days, but clearly Iowa's got to be thrilled with where they're sitting right now. They've definitely put the full court press on Kadyn Proctor basically since they offered him years ago. And, I know you've covered every inch of this recruitment, every story about this, and it's only going to get bigger, and we'll see how long he drags this out. So again, HawkeyeInsider.com for more information on Kadyn Proctor's official visit schedule and for everything else.